This is Leilani Mitchell, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
Not yet. Mike needs to go first. Yep. All right, we've got Mike Peterson here. If you have a question for him, go ahead and raise your hand. I'll call on you. Mike Patton from the 3-Point Conversion. We'll start with you. Go ahead.
Yes, congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
What I'd like to ask is, Aari McDonald, she came with a lot of energy tonight. Was there anything that you saw from her that kind of, that you saw from her tonight that you hadn't seen before from her?
No, that's who she is. I mean, I love Aari. I think there was some questions about why she didn't play at Indy or something. There was nothing wrong. And I told her after the game, we talked and I said, hey, you're going to play. Okay. And we went into today with a very specific point in time when she was going to enter the game. And she entered the game at that moment and was fabulous. And here's the thing I love about Aari McDonald. She cares about her teammates. She plays super hard and she is fearless. Like, a lot of rookies would have been afraid to shoot some of those threes. She is fearless. When she drives the fearless, defensively fearless. And so I was not surprised by what she did. I was happy. It was awesome for our team. And her teammates love her. I mean, if you could see our bench when she's making plays, it looks like a party going on over there because everybody loves her.
Thank you for all your help. Aislinn Jowers, go ahead.
Obviously, the starters played a large role in tonight's win, but how significant was the bench in today's win?
Huge. I mean, we have gotten really good bench play. One of the things that we're going to have to do if we're going to play the way we play, which is defensively is really frenetic. I mean, we're running all over the place, right? I mean, we forced Chicago to turn it over 21 times. You have to be frenetic to do that because they've got just tremendously skilled perimeter players. I mean, we made Courtney Vandersloot turn it over 8 times. She might be the best point guard on the planet. And if you're going to play that hard and if you're going to be that frenetic, you've got to have a bench. And I just thought our bench tonight, Odyssey gave us tremendous minutes. Aari gave us tremendous minutes. Mo gave us tremendous minutes. Crystal gave us tremendous minutes. We get, what do we get? 28 points off our bench tonight. That's huge. And so I'm going to play our bench and it might be a different person every night, but our bench our substitutes have made tremendous contributions.
Emmanuel Blaze, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, what would you say about these last 2 road? Has it brought y'all closer together? Has it allowed y'all to mold a little bit better to playing in Indiana and now playing in Chicago? What has it done for you guys, this road swing?
A little. I mean, the more you spend time together, the better you get to know each other, right? And so that helps. But frankly, I mean, our last 5 halves, our last 10 quarters of basketball have been really good. I mean, think about it. The second half of the game against Chicago at our place, we scored 51. And then the Indy game, we were good. Here, we were good. I mean, I told the team after that was the perfect game visually, because on the offensive end, it was really pretty. I mean, our players executed and did some really nice stuff. And on the defensive end, it was really gritty, right? You play a game where you're pretty and gritty, pretty good thing, right? Things will happen. And so winning 2 games on the road in this league is hard. We're delighted to have done it. And now we're on a 3 games in 5 days swing. We got to get home, get prepared, and play Dallas.
Spencer Nussbaum, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Before the season started, you talked about Courtney being more than just like a mid-range shooter. Did you expect her to be this good from 3? And what does her having this sort of outside shot do for your offense?
Makes it better. I mean, I said, you asked me, I think it was you in one of those preseason pressers. It was, what has surprised you about your team? And I said, nothing, because I'm super old. But what would surprise other people is how many good shooters we have. Court's a good shooter. Okay. Tiff Hayes is a good shooter, right? Odyssey's a good shooter. Aari's a good shooter. Kennedy Carter is a good shooter. And so, do I think she's going to go 3 for 4 every night from 3? Yeah, probably not. Okay. But I'll tell you this, I'm not worried at all when she lets go of it. When she lets go of it, I think that thing's going in.
And last questions from Brandon Sudge. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, want to ask you about Aari again here. What was kind of the feel, I guess, get her in there early, and what can you say about her performance in the first half?
So there was a very specific matchup that we wanted. And so Aari had very specific instructions that when they had a certain lineup on the floor, she was just to go put herself in. Okay. And that lineup went on the floor, and I said, go get him, champ. And she did, so we try as best we can to plan our rotations. Now, over the course of a game, you lose track of them a little bit. That's what frankly happened in Indiana, right? The plan was not that Aari would not play. It's just the way the game evolved and the way the rotations worked. We just got out of sync a little bit and she didn't play. Okay. I thought tonight we did a better job with our rotations, and Aari's a huge part of that. Okay. Now tonight was a different process because they went small. They played diamond at the 4. And so that meant some of our bigs didn't play as much, right? Like, Tiana only played 15, because we needed more Crystal kind of, right? So Crystal got some more minutes because we were matching up. But in terms of Aari, I thought her minutes, especially in the first half, were just fabulous. I mean, it was all gas, no breaks. It was awesome.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. We've got Crystal Bradford here. You have a question for her? Go ahead and raise your hand. I'll call you. Edwin Powell, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Good game, Crystal. What would you say really worked really well for you guys tonight?
Thank you. Oh man, our selflessness. Oh man, it was like at times someone was on go, and then at other times someone else was on go, but nobody was like really hungry for the ball. We were just spaced. And when me being at the 4, I set a lot of picks for the 3s, and I noticed like sometimes the 3s were just like space, because you had one person just really hot at times, which maybe Courtney, you had Tiff hot at times, and they were just spacing when it was letting us hoop, and we were following our shots. And then the first half, we were really moving the ball well. So I think that's what really worked for us today, our selflessness.
Emmanuel Glaze, go ahead.
And speaking on that, you had to go to the 4 today because they went to a smaller lineup. Were you accepting of that role? Looked like you did, and you had a great game at that role. How do you feel about playing at the 4 today?
I enjoyed the 4. It's so much space because you also touch the ball a lot. I don't necessarily want to have to score. I just like to be involved. I'm sure everybody feels that way. So I'm the person that reverses the ball, or I'm the person that's always moving. The 4s and the 5s are always moving. So I like the 4 because I'm never idle for the most part. So I really step into it. Sorry, go ahead.
Brandon Sudge, go ahead.
Hey, Crystal, I mean, in comparison to the last game that y'all had Chicago at home, what do you feel like the difference was tonight, especially on the defensive end?
We came ready. I think we picked up where we left off, which is not good for the opposing team because they picked up where they left off. So I think we had more momentum. They just had more time in the first game. So we were able to go ahead and keep that momentum, and we pretty much led the whole game.
And last question, Spencer Nussbaum, go ahead.
Hey, Crystal, congrats on the good game.
Thank you.
You were mentioning that basically everyone on the team can pass and play make. Can you just talk about the joy that comes with playing with such a, selfless team?
It is a lot of joy. Like I said, I'm overseas a lot, so I'm usually playing with 3 Americans. And I mean, I see, I had 9 points today, and I'm excited. I'm happy about it. But that means I watched the ball go in the hole maybe 50 more times that wasn't me. So when you're working hard to set screens and stuff, and you look up and you're not in rebounding position and you're seeing the ball just go in and just go in, it's like, whew. So it's good having teammates that can score. It really is. Like, I'm enjoying it. We're talking more. We're getting in each other's butts much more. Like, everybody's receptive too. I'm probably honestly the most least receptive, but I'm also working on it. But we're like, you got to box out. You got to box out. And you have the other player like, okay, yeah, I got you. So we're just talking more. We're scoring more. And, we want to keep rallying and not get comfortable at all.
All right, thanks so much, Crystal.
Thank you. Love these jerseys. Woo.
All right, we've got Aari McDonald here. If you have a question for her, go ahead and raise your hand. I'll call on you. Spencer Nussbaum, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Hey, Aari. Congrats on the good game and first WNBA bucket. Can you take us through that first shot that you made and just your overall thoughts on the game?
Yeah, Tip found me. But shout out to Mo. She kind of set a screen on my defender, and I was ready. Caught the ball in motion, and I just knew it felt good when it left my hands. And just overall, I thought that we played really well. We definitely have some work to do. We have to keep getting better, but I like where we're going.
Manuel Glaze, go ahead.
Hey, tonight you put in 17 minutes. Game 4 of your career, your rookie career. What do you think right now? How are you feeling right now being in the WNBA and playing for this team?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm blessed. I'm happy to be surrounded by, players and coaches that I like. And so, they're pushing me to be the best versions of myself, and I'm doing that for them as well. And so I'm really excited, and this team has really a bright future ahead.
Brandon Sudge, go ahead.
Hey, Aari. I wanted to ask you about the turnaround from the Indiana game. I know that like not playing the other night was a whole like matchup thing, but how did you handle that? And kind of what was your did you feel some extra motivation there in the first half to kind of cash in on that early opportunity?
I just had to have the mindset of just, when you get in, maximize every minute that you're in and just stay ready. When your number's called, you come in there and you do what, that got you to the league. And so that was my mindset, just pretty much to stay confident and just, knowing what I bring to the table.
Aislinn Jowers, go ahead.
Hey, Aari, congrats on the win. How do you feel your role coming off the bench was important in tonight's win?
My role coming off the bench was really important. I brought a lot of energy. I was helping on the defensive end, and I also contributed. I was scoring. My teammates were finding me, and I was also finding my teammates as well and putting them in successful positions.
Kim Doss, go ahead.
So what have you learned the most over these first 4 games, Aari?
I learned that you got to be ready at all times. And pretty much you have to know your role and just be a good teammate. Just wait till your number is called and you do what you do. I've learned that I'm around talented people and they're bucket getters. And so I just come in, anything I can do to help to win, I'm all for it.
And last question, we'll go back to Spencer. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thinking back to kind of your time in college, I mean, you're probably either 1 or 2 in the country in terms of combination of like speed and playmaking. And now half your teammates in Atlanta can basically do the same thing. How much easier does that make your job at the WNBA level? And how much joy does that bring you that you're able to play with, teammates that can do the same thing you can?
That makes my job so much easier. I can do what I do. I mean, also, I know when the ball leaves my hands, I know that my teammates are going to get a bucket. I know that they're also going to lock up as well. So, I mean, that really helps. That helps me out and takes, the pressure off my shoulders. And I'm not really exerting myself a lot. I'm still going hard, but I know that, my teammates will match my energy.
All right. Thanks so much, Aari.
Thank you.
All right, we've got Monique Billings here. Do you have a question for her? Go ahead and raise your hand. Manuel Glaze, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Monique, I remember when you first started, you got that first rebound, and tonight, number 500. Talk about it. 500 is a big number, and you were able to accomplish that tonight. Talk about, that and doing it in a win as well on the road. What does that mean for you?
Yeah, no, it felt really good. It's crazy just thinking about 500 rebounds. I mean, that's a lot. It doesn't seem like it's been that many, but time flies. And I'm thankful that I'm able to contribute for my team and get O boards and just get clutch rebounds. And they were really excited for me. So it did feel a lot better getting a win and being able to celebrate that.
Spencer Nussbaum, go ahead.
Yeah, Mo, congrats on the win. Can you talk about after the team makes an offensive statement like they did tonight, where you think this roster can go?
I don't want to be cliche and say sky's the limit, but I really don't want to put a limit on us. I think we're still figuring it out. And so I don't want to put us in a box, but I think obviously our mindset is championship. We're capable of winning a championship when we're all in sync, all on the same page, have the same flow. And we saw a lot of spurts of that today. And it's crazy because I felt like we had a great game, but there's so much more in us, so much more potential, and just a lot more that we could do to improve. So it's going to be scary.
Brandon Sudge, go ahead.
Hey, Monique, I mean, how relieving and exciting is it now for you guys to get out to that fast start in 2 straight games, be on a winning streak, and kind of see everything kind of come together, I guess, for the first time this year?
Yeah, I would definitely say we can give ourselves a pat on the back, but this is just the beginning. We're finally playing to our potential. And like I said a second ago, we have so much more in us. So it's like, okay, cool. We see what we're capable of, but now it's just time to keep the foot on the gas. We have a lot more just to keep going towards, and a lot more that we're focused on getting better at every single day. So this is just an example, very small example of what we can do and what we can bring every single day.
Edwin Powell, go ahead.
Congrats on the win, Monique. We're not even 5 games in, but you guys seem to really be coming together as a group. Talk about that cohesion, and also how you like the jerseys for tonight.
I'll start with that. These jerseys are killer. I love these jerseys. And I think we're really just coming into our own, getting into a good space with one another, figuring each other out. It takes time. We still have a long ways to go, but I think we have a great balance of vets and also young guys. I'm kind of in the middle of both. So I think it's a really good balance. A lot of good people to learn from. And I think we're just getting our chemistry together, and that'll continue to happen as the season goes down.
Manuel Glaze, back to you.
One of the things that was evident tonight when you guys came off the bench, that y'all didn't lose anything. You scored 28 points off the bench. You got the energy was still there. You kept the lead. How important was that for you guys, for you, Crystal, Aari, and Odyssey, to come in the game and can keep that pace and to keep that tempo up that y'all had going all game?
I mean, that's how it should be. We call ourselves the bench mob, and when we come in, we need to contribute. And that's our focus. There should be no drop off, no letdown. So as soon as we come in the game, we're locked in, just ready to go and handle our assignments.
And Spencer Nussbaum, last question.
Yeah, since it seems like you are open to, critiquing what you've seen even after the win, what are the biggest areas of improvement that Atlanta still needs to make?
Just consistency. Just being consistent. We have a lot of spurts of greatness. So being able to harness that and just make sure that we're consistent with that from start to finish of a game. And of course, there's going to be ups and downs, but just being able to be steady. I think that's where we can improve on in our game as a team.
All right. Thanks so much, Mo.